read it. So, yeah, or the teacher is no.
Which is curious, because if she didn't be suspicious, the teacher was supposed to be very suspicious.
Yeah.
But not gullible.
Apparently not.
Not gullible.
No, it's like, okay, here you go, here you go. No.
Can we just move that chair a little, like, I think it needs to turn a little this way. This. Ah, good. Perfect. Thank you. I think the ring that might be in there, James, check.
Interesting story. Well, something.
Maybe funds have to be deposited. That's what I wanted to tell you. You can please collect them. Hmm? Yes, I took it. I have taken care of it. Come. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now, that's why we had the story The connection was Nihitam Guhayam. Yeah. And what was the connection there? That this knowledge of the Nachiketa, this fire ritual which is going to be now known as Nachiketagni, you know, and it's going to be named after him. But this knowledge of the fire ritual which takes one, even as the smoke spirals to other lokas, it takes one to Swarga, this heaven going ritual, is deep in the Guha like Buddhi. Guha here doesn't mean what it normally means. Guha has ignorance, everything there. It could also mean that, but more Guha is a protected place. That is what we have to first see the meaning of Guha. Guhayam Nihitam means this is a protected secret. Everybody cannot have this. Everybody cannot just sit at home and just put 4 bricks together and start pouring ghee and expect to go to heaven. This is a special ritual, specially cultivated, specially protected. That's how Nihitam Guhayam. Because it's not easily given, there is a mystery to it. And that is where we had a little jaunt into the Bhasmasura story, because unlike the boons of Shiva, this was a Viparita Drishtanta. It's an unlike example. That's why it was hard for people to come back, because it was not illustrating something was like something, it was unlike something. So, it is cultivated specially, and unlike Lord Shiva, who just disperses boons of Nityatvam, not even Apekshika Nityatvam. What kind of Nityatvam? Complete Nityatvam to all these, fellows, undeserving fellows. This Agni is only given to the choicest of students and the choicest of people. So one meaning of Nihitam Guhayam, protected knowledge, in whose Guha? In the Buddhau, in the Buddhi of what kinds of people? The people who are scholars of the Veda. Like himself. Who? Yama. Like himself. Those who are the scholars of the Veda are in their Guha. This is Nihita. First meaning. Second meaning, since this is Nihitam Guhayam, is always a very interesting, thing. Guha means this dark cave of the intellect, badly translated, Dark, dank cave of the intellect, full of stalactites, full of stalagmites and tights, And so we are constrained to also look at that as a secondary thing, is that who goes around ultimately carrying the knowledge of this, as a big thing, someone who still has to overcome the ignorance. Meaning that even if this is in your buddhi, it is still, it has to be recognized. If the knowledge of this relative permanence is in the buddhi is still like a cave until it is enlightened by the self-knowledge that is, that makes this knowledge actually null and void. When one understands that my buddhi is that which is the self-subsisting, self-shining, self-revealing truth of myself alone, which is permanent without any conditions. Permanent, not conditionally permanent, not seasonally permanent, not kabhi, sometimes permanent, not, as though permanent, but it is indeed permanent. That buddhi, which, is also called Nihitam Guhayam, but here the first one applies more. Let's look at the Bhashya, because this is a good thing to do. Prate Tubhyam Bravimi यत् त्वया प्रार्थितं
यत्त्वया प्रार्थितं
तदु मे
तदु मे
मम
मम
वचसो निबोध
वचसो निबोध
बुद्ध्यस्व
बुद्ध्यस्व
एकाग्रमनाः सन्
एकाग्रमनाः सन्
स्वर्गं
स्वर्ग्यं
स्वर्गाय हितं
स्वर्गाय हितं
स्वर्गसाधनम् अग्निं
स्वर्गसाधनम् अग्निं
हे नचिकेतः
हे नचिकेतः
प्रजानन्
प्रजानं
विज्ञानवानहं
विज्ञानवानहं
सन् इत्यर्थः
सन् इत्यर्थः
प्रब्रवीमि
प्रब्रवीमि
तन्निबोध
तन्निबोध
इति च
इति च
शिष्यबुद्धि
शिष्यबुद्धि
समाधानार्थं
समाधानार्थं
वचनं
वचनं
yeah. So prate tubhyam prabravimi. Adi Shankara quietly corrects the grammar, and that we have already seen. Bravimi yat, and what is going to be said? What am I saying? I tell this unto you. What am I telling? Yat tvaya prarthitham, that which was desired and asked by you. Arth is the dhatu here. Pra plus arth plus past passive participle kta with a little it coming in the middle. Prarth plus id agama is there. It plus kta. So prarthitam, that which was desired. Arth means to ask. Arth means to desire, both. And yat tvaya, that which was by you, prarthitam, desired, tat u, that indeed. Because what, if somebody goes to a restaurant and asks for idli chutney and the waiter brings palak paneer, this is not the correct thing, correct? Yeah. So Yama is assuring him that what is being delivered is what has been ordered. Yeah. I sir, I am at your service. You had asked for this and this is what I am going to give you. Correct? Yeah. Tadu me nibodha. Please you listen to this. And so tadu me mama vachasaha, mama vachasaha, sixth case, through my words, or because of my words, what? Nibodha. Please understand, buddhyasva. Again he uses lot, buddhyasva. And how? Ekagramanaha san. Listen very, very, very carefully with complete focus. Unlike no, I said unlike what happened in the Bhasmasura story. So listen very, 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 very carefully. Ekagra manaha means, see, this is what it is. See, all the qualities are going to be slowly, this verse is all about samadhanam. That's why I have kept, I have kept a lot of time trying to talk about the intense focus here. So this is, so Vairagya will be shown, Viveka will be shown, and this Shraddha already was shown. Shraddha dhanaya mahyam, he said that. And so like this, each of the qualifications needed for the study are being highlighted. So this is not just this is just a akhyayika, this is just, the story is actually unfolding quickly. But what it stands for is the need for here complete listening, enraptured listening, meaning there is nothing else happening right now, no other preoccupations outside and no other preoccupations within. Yeah, this is how one has to listen. And who tells us? Lord Yama tells us. That's why he says Nibodha, Buddhyasva, Mama, from me. Listen to my knowledge and listen to this carefully. Ekagra manaha san means ekagra, means there is only Ekam agre yasya ekagra. That one thing alone is in front. What is in front now? Studies, listening, the self-knowledge is what is in front. For Nachiketa, what is in front? This Agni, Swargyam Agni. That is, Swargya Agni is in front. So, Ekagra Manaha San, Nibodha, and then Mama Vachasaha. So, listen to my words carefully, and then listen to what? Listen to what will my words reveal? Swargyam, Swargaya Hitam, that which makes the journey to what? To the heaven comfortable. Yeah, that which cushions the seats. Swargaya Hitam, meaning Swarga Sadhanam, the vehicle to go to heaven. Sadhana means the practice by which you can go to heaven. He Nachiketa, Prajanan, Nibodha, He Nachiketa, O Nachiketa, Prajanan Vijnanavan. Vijnanavan means Prajanan. Shatru has been replaced by Shanach. That's all. So the pratyayas are different, but that is all it is. So it means the same thing. The one who already knows, learn it from my words. Who is this I? The knowing I. That's all. And then he adds a note. Prabravimi tan nibodha iti. These words, prabravimi, please listen to me, listen to this, etc. Shishya buddhi samadhanartham vachanam. Samadhana means what?
Single nominal.
Yes. So when the teacher says, listen, understand, wake up, drink coffee, that means what? That means the teacher is trying to focus your mind. And without focus, none of this will be understood. And focus is a very, very important prerequisite to the knowledge. You have to listen as though your life depends on it, That's why we keep having quizzes, in the hope that this is happening. And so, then what? Adhuna Agnim Stauti.
Agnim Stauti.
Now, Adhuna means now. Now he praises the ritual itself. He praises, because without praise, Stutyam hi, Agnim, only when the, Agni is praised. This Stutyam means worthy of praise. This Agni which is worthy of praise is praised because only when it is praised, that Phalashruti is important. Then only you will be able to practice this fire ritual. Because if the fire ritual is not going to be efficacious, nobody wants to practice it. Yeah. So when when you kind of wax eloquent, like a glossy brochure on going to Bahamas. In the Bahamas are shown sans people, sans hotels, just white sands and one umbrella and 2 chairs. This is how it is shown. That is what, what is that? Stauti, praises. So when you praise, when you show this brochure or this internet picture, then you feel like going there. So here, likewise, he lauds the Agni, the fire practice. And what does he say? Anantalokaptim,
Anantalokaptim,
Swargaloka,
Swargaloka,
Phalaprapti,
Phalaprapti,
Sadhanam ityetat.
Sadhanam ityetat.
Anantalokaptim means it's not that you can get many limitless worlds. No. The world, Anantascha asau lokascha. That world which is, that loka which is, has got the qualification of a relative permanence. Swargaloka phala, whose fruit, that's why I said it is phalashruti, whose practice yields to the fruit, sadhanam, that means of the practice which yields to the Swargaloka phala prapti. Prapti means the gain. The fruit of this ritual leads you to gain heaven iti etat, that's all it means. Atha api pratishtham ashrayam jagatah virad rupena. Yeah, this is important. Atho api pratishtha means now, this is a pratishtha. Pratishtha means ashraya, a refuge. For what? a upasana and a ritual. Who is this upasana directed against? He tells now, because the Upanishad doesn't specify. And how does he know if the Upanishad doesn't specify? Anandagiri Tika comes in handy. Anandagiri says that certain kinds of rituals to go to heaven are in texts such as Shatapatha Brahmana and all these texts. And from these texts we come to know that there are fire going rituals, even though the Nachiketa Agni is not, it's not taught here really, even though he says he will teach and then he later quizzes the student, but still he doesn't really teach. And since the purport of the Upanishad is not this Agni, because then all the students will stop coming day after tomorrow, because tomorrow we'll see how to do it, and then day after tomorrow they'll say, okay, bye bye. What happened to Ekagramana? Gone, because it has been diverted to gain of Swarga. So therefore what? So therefore the Upanishad is very, very clever. Keeps one on tenterhooks, keeps one hooked to the knowledge by not going into needless things, because that's not the tatparya, that's not the commitment of the Upanishad. But then Adi Shankara gives a little bit of a detail about this, how to go to heaven if you really want to know. He says that this involves the invocation of the three elements, three celestial beings in the form of Agni and Vayu and Aditya. Thanks to Anandagiri, we know this. And the three together are seen as Virat. What is Virat? The waking, the creator of the waking world. The creator in relation to the waking world, from the standpoint of the waking world, is called Virat. Vishwa, the waking individual, not the one who is snoring, not the one who is dreaming, but the one who is awake. Vishwa, the individual waker. The individual waker is not in a vacuum hanging out somewhere like a, some blimp, but the individual waker is connected to the waking world. You are a waker in relation to what? The object. You have an object there. You are relating to the objects as a waker, and so this waker is connected to the waking world, and Bhagavan, with reference to the waking world, the manifest Jagat. Waking world means what? The manifest universe. Not the universe in demanifestation, not the universe that has a potential knowledge to manifest as in dream, but the waking world is the one, the fully blown universe, the fully manifesting universe, which you can access in the form of the subject in relation to the object, is what is understood here. And what is this person? Virat. Bhagavan is called Virat. Virat, very nice name. This is Virat. This is the whole Jagat, along with the creator, which includes the individual waker, is called Virat. And here the individual waker is propitiating this Virat. This is called Virat Upasana. Is contemplating upon Bhagavan from the standpoint of the manifest universe and seeing Ishvara in every single thing. And this is what is called Virat. Very nice. And then this Virat is this Upasana is there, and then when you do the fire ritual, the sun, the fire and Vayu are propitiated, and then when you do the Upasana, Virat Upasana, so he is just explaining what this Agni is all about. So Virat Rupena, so this is Jagataha Ashrayam. So this is the truth of this, the refuge is in Virat. The presiding deity for this is Virat Upasana. That's why it is so secretively held, because it is very Shrestha, exalted. Tam etam agnim maya uchyamanam vidhi janihi tvam nihitam sthitam guhayam vidusham buddhau Nivishtam ityarthaha. Tam etam agnim, that Agni. Which Agni now? Maya Uchyamanam, that which I am about to tell, which is going to be told by me, Vidhi, please know. Know as what? Know, not know as what. Know how, what is this Agni? This Agni which is Sthitam, which resides. Where does this Agni resides? Guhayam, in the intellect, Vidusham, of the scholars. Buddhau, Nivishtam means that which resides in the intellect of scholarly people. Of which kind of scholars? First portion of the Veda. That's how we have to take it. Yeah. Not much to say there. We have seen that. लोकादिमग्निं तमुवाच तस्मै
लोकादिमग्निं तमुवाच तस्मै
या इष्टका यावतीर्वा यथा वा
या इष्टकायावतीर्वा
लोकादिमग्निं तमुवाच तस्मै
लोकादिमग्निं तमुवाच तस्मै
या इष्टका यावतीर्वा यथा वा
या इष्टकायावतीर्वा यथा वा
स चापि तत्प्रवदत्यथोक्तम्
स चापि तत्प्रत्यवदत्यलोकम्
अथास्य मृत्युः पुनरेवाहतुष्टः
अथास्य मृत्युः पुनरेवाहतुष्टः
Lokadim. Lokadim means that which came before the universe came into being, the first thing to come, which is Agni. Meaning what? Of course the first thing to come is Akasha, but Agni is usually seen as first because it is seen first. Can you see Akasha? Say no quickly. No. Can you see Vayu? Say no quickly. No. Can you see Agni? Say yes quickly. Yes. So the first scene is called Lokadi because this is the first element. Why is it called first element? Because the other two you have to kind of infer their existence. Vayu you can touch. See, whatever you touch is Vayu here. So, but still you can't, you have to just space you here because but the sight is so primal to knowing. I saw it, you say, I see it now. That means you understand it, but actually you say, I see it. So the sight here, so that's why it's called Agni is the first one born in the sense of, which is the first one to be seen. And also when someone is born, it's the first thing to be seen. The doctor, when the baby is born, touches the baby. That temperature, that 97.6 or 98.6, whatever one has to have, that is Agni. Yeah. Can't take that for granted. That is why it's called Jata Veda. Jate Jate Vidyate. That which is known as soon as one is born, whose presence. So the Lokadim, that which came at the beginning of the universe. And, Tam Uvacha Tasmai. Tam means unto Nachiketa. Uvacha, Lord Yama spoke. Tasmai unto him. Tam Uvacha. And Agnim Uvacha Tasmai. So this is Shruti giving a little, Shruti is talking, neither Nachiketa nor Yama. This is Shruti talking. And what was said? Yaha Ishtakaha, Ishtaka means bricks. Yaha, all those bricks. Which bricks? The ones that had to be put in an arrangement to ignite this fire. Yavatirva, in the manner in which to put. Yathava, how the ritual had to be offered. Sacha api, that also all this knowledge was given. The first two lines go very quickly. If you miss it, it's gone. The first two lines constitute the whole Nachiketa Agni, finished. And in fact the second line, not even the first line. First line is just Lokadim Agnim Tam Uvacha Tasmai. It's just narrating that this Agni was given by Lord Yama to Nachiketa, and then what? The second line shows how the ritual should be done, but without really showing how it should be done. Because I told you, we want you to come back tomorrow. And so, otherwise everybody will be heaven bound. And so, Lokadim Agnim Tamuvacha Tasmai Ya Ishtakaha yaha ishtakaha, what kind of bricks, where to put, whether to offer from the left, right, or right in the middle, how to light the fire, what mantras to say. All this has been yavatirva, yathava, ya va va, is just, is just taken care of. Correct? In the second line, that's all it is. If you think that it's going to be told in detail, please refer to the Shatapatha Brahmana. This is not the place to look for it. This is second portion of the Veda, even though it is it's kind enough to bridge the first. And then what? Such a api. Then Lord Yama, this is where I learnt it from. Lord Yama starts to quiz Nachiketa. What did I say? What did I say first? And here we have a pregnant silence, but there Nachiketa being the Uttama Adhikari, meaning the archetype Adhikari that is not found in the universe, which is only there in the books to show that this kind of instantaneous recall is possible, just to show that, because everything in the continuum is discussed, you see. Yeah. So the Uttama Adhikari, Shvetaketu, and what else, Nachiketa and Ashvalagana, all these people, they are not for real. They are ideal types. And then the Adhama Adhikari, the one who keeps saying da, 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 the one who doesn't understand anything is also ideal. Nobody is like that. The two ends of the continuum are just given for the sake of illustrating what is in the middle. What is in the middle? Yeah, what is that called? Madhyama. Uttama, exalted. Adhama, non-exalted. Madhyama, somewhere in between. Everybody is in between. That is realistic. Yeah. Some desire is there. It is quenched by the dampness of depression. Some desire is there. It is dehydrated by too much rajas. Some desire is there. It is preoccupied by other things coming in the way. Some desire is there alongside other desires where one is always biffing and battling. Should I go to class, or should I go here, or should I do this? This is also important. This is also all this rationalization, la la la, da da da. This is what is Madhyama. So Uttama Adhikari and Yama quizzes to show, this is given so that I can rest knowing that I am doing the right thing. Yeah. When I quiz, I am just following the most exalted of teachers, Lord Yama. That is what. So that also the Shruti doesn't tell. We have to infer. So he says, Atha, he doesn't even say Atha. Sacha api tat pratyavadat yathoktam tad avadat. That, yatha uktam, as it was told to him, prati avadat. Prati means back. He talks back. How does he talk back? Very respectfully, telling him everything. He reports back. Doesn't talk back in a bad way. Reports back. Oh, let me just run this by you. We do this all the time, You hear some instructions. Let me just run this by you. I take a left here and a right there and a left there. No. Wrong. Okay, let me try again. I take a left here and a right there. Right. Right or left? No, I mean you are right. Oh, now I forgot. Where should I take the right? So this is how it is. So we always seek confirmation about what we know, and it's a good exercise because it shows the gaps in the understanding. So if you want to further your studies of Vedanta, here's a small secret. You want to know? Catch hold of someone and try to tell them what you studied in the class. Yeah. Summarize it even if they don't want to listen. Yeah. Bribe them, And this way, what will be revealed, whether they learn or not, is not our object. Our object is to identify the gaps in one's own understanding so that they can be bridged in the next class. If you are unable to tell it to somebody else, or if there are certain holes that you don't know how you got there, that means those holes must be bridged by little more vairagya, little more titiksha, little more viveka, little more samadhanam, ekagrata. So it's not to feel bad, it's just to know that okay, here is where there is something there. So just summarize the class. This is a very good exercise to do amongst oneself. This is what satsang is all about. And so, tat kathanam, tat chintanam, parasparam, tad avabodhanam. Tat kathanam, spend all your time talking about it. You know, even if other people, the family people think you're crazy. Tat chintanam, when you're not talking, contemplate on what you have studied. Parasparam, tat avabodhanam, try to teach someone else. You know, teach each other. And this is what is called a very emphatic, and an effective form of peer learning. So, but here, the peer is none other than Lord Yama, to which he just says everything, and he, of course, doesn't make a single mistake, doesn't lose count of the bricks, doesn't lose count of how to make them, doesn't do, pratyavadat, everything is perfect, recall perfect, prajna perfect, Medha Shakti perfect, Grahanam perfect, everything perfect boy, out of this world literally. And he tells everything. And then what? Atha asya, mrityuhu punareva aha. So now Lord Death again says back to him. What kind of Lord Death? Death tushtaha mrityuhu. The teacher is very happy. Oh my God, at one first go you understood everything. Oh my God, this is just so fantastic. This is grand. This is wonderful. This is great. Wow, this is fantastic. And then he not only talks to him very happy, but he gives him 2 extra boons that he had not asked for, and he says, these are extra freebies from me. Yama bees, freebies, because I'm not going to count it in your third boon, don't worry. These are extra from me, what those boons are. And the bhashya of this particular one, we will see when? Tomorrow. Since today is a very busy day, I'm going to give us all a little break. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.